Hey there YouTube, Tim here with The Way of the Rope. And in today's video I'm going to share with you my top 10 rope flow patterns that I learned within the last 12 months. So you can see which ones you've learned as well, maybe get your tick list out, or give you some ideas for what patterns you might want to work on in 2025. And just for fun, I'm going to give each pattern a difficulty rating and a joy rating. Okay, we start things off then with number 10, the 3-beat Matador. Everyone's favorite meditative pattern. The Matador just got an extra beat on each side. So how this differs from a normal Matador is normally with the 2-beat Matador, is 1, 2 and across, we add an extra beat on each side, and it's not just a forced beat. Normally with the Matador, we turn the wrist as we pull across. For the 3-beat Matador, we turn the wrist, wait a beat, and then we pull across. For me, that was just a wonderful discovery and a bit of a light bulb moment within my rope flow practice to realize that there's an extra beat that can be found without being forced. If you've been doing Matadors for a while and you haven't discovered the 3-beat Matador, would definitely recommend you try it. It's actually such a fun discovery for me that I teach it in week 1 of my intermediate rope flow course, FLUIDITY 2. Now, to give it a difficulty rating, I'm going to give it a 5.5 or a 6 out of 10. And a joy rating, I think it's up there, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Okay, on to number 9 then, and this is a pattern that was taught to me by none other than the rope flow OG Alpaca Flow himself when I was out in Sweden earlier this year, and that is the Dragon Frolic. It's the first time I've done a pattern where you really start to step over your own hand and your own arm and start to get tangled within the matrix of the dragon roll and then having to step out of it, alternating onto the side and going again. I don't have a tutorial on this move, but I can show you the opening to the move and you can work the rest out for yourself. It starts from a dragon roll, and if I'm going right to left past my toes with the dragon roll in a clockwise motion, it's the back leg as it comes past my toes. So as it comes past my toes, my left leg lifts up, and then my right hand scoops under my gooch, and the rope comes up and over the top, and then you have to step out of it with the opposite leg. I think if you're a little bit versed in rope flow, from that you should be able to work the rest out yourself. Now I'm going to give this a difficulty rating of a 6. A little bit complicated at first. Once you start to alternate it, it's going to add a little more challenge, but I don't think it's too difficulty. And a joy rating of 6.5 out of 10. Okay, number 8. Here we have less of a pattern and more sort of a concept that I've enjoyed playing with this year. And that is one-legged rope flow practice, the overhand, the underhand, and the dragon roll. Now this is something that most people will do fairly early on in their practice. They figure out, oh, I can do underhand. What if I try and stay on one leg as I do underhand? How does this send that figure of 8 pattern throughout all the joints of my body? And it's quite cool to experience. But what took it to another level for me this year was the introduction of a heavy rope to this practice. The bigger the weight, the heavier the dance partner that you're dancing with. When you stand on one leg, it demands more correction of the body. The cogs of the body have to work over time to maintain that balance, and it just deepens the roots through that one leg that's on the floor. Like I say, underhand and overhand are great. You introduce the dragon roll as well. Feel how your other leg flails around like a squirrel tail. I did a whole video workout based around one-legged rope flow practice with a heavy rope. I'll leave a link to that down below if you haven't seen that out. So for one-legged rope flow practice, I give that a difficulty of a 2. I think anyone in the first session of rope flow can try that, and I give it a joy rating of about a 5.5 or 6 out of 10. Number 7 then, something I started playing with this year that I really enjoy, and that's Matador hops. Now it's no secret that I love skipping, and not skipping as in jump rope skipping, skipping like a kid to the candy shop. It's also no secret that I love traveling drills with the rope. Now this combines both. You can do both underhand version and overhand version of this, and I actually even just introduced this at my coach's course that I taught recently, and it went down a treat. I think it was the highlight of the session. I give this one a difficulty rating of 3 and a fun rating of 7. On to number 6 then, one I came up with the very start of this year, the PARADIDDLE, inspired by the drumming rudiment where you do 2 beats on one side, 1 beat, 2 beats on the other side, right, left, right, left, right, left, left. I thought, what if I threw this into a Matador overhand combination, and voila. It's a wonderful brain teaser that anyone within the first 2 or 3 sessions of rope flow can try and do this challenge. What I love about it is with rope flow, we're so used to patterns where we repeat the same thing, whereas this is kind of a pattern breaker. We go into a pattern, out of a pattern, into a pattern, out of a pattern. And that's just such a unique challenge that we don't do often with rope flow. So one I'd encourage everyone, if you haven't tried it, the PARADIDDLE, I think there's a tutorial. I'm pretty sure there's a tutorial. I'll leave a demonstration here and a link down below so you can check that out. Can be quite frustrating in the beginning, but it's more satisfying than you might imagine once you get it. And so I give it a difficulty rating of 4 and a fun rating of 6.5. Number 5 then, a pattern I recently talked about in my Rope Flow Gold, all about traveling techniques. because you know I love traveling drills, and that is the Gene Kelly. Essentially, I don't even think it's that difficult to move. You just turn 180 degrees every time the rope touches down during a dragon roll. You turn in the same direction over and over again. You build up a bit of speed as you go. You add a bit of grace and a bit of dance je ne sais quoi, and you end up looking and feeling like the late great Gene Kelly himself, and that's why it's number 5. I give it a difficulty rating of somewhere between a 5 and a 6, depending on how much you're used to traveling drills, and a fun rating of 8. Number 4 then, and even though it's not a new pattern, it's still quite new and taken off recently within the social media sphere of rope flow, and it's something I literally just did a tutorial for like 2 weeks ago on this channel, and that is the golf swing. It looks cool as you see the cogs in motion, you see the feet, the hips, the shoulders, all working together. It trains both sides equally, so you might be dominant on one side doing golf swings, baseball swings on one side. It will train your other side equally, and when we train the opposite side, it makes our better side even better, and it overall just feels fun and fluid to do. As I mentioned, just recently did a tutorial on it. I'll link that down below. If you haven't worked on this one, would definitely recommend trying it. I give it a difficulty rating of 5.5 and a fun rating of 7. Number 3 then, and one of the few times you'll actually see me jump through the rope, and yes, once again, it's a traveling move, and that is cloud hopper. Now this is a slight variation of the skywalker, which is more of an on-the-spot sword fighting, alternating between sides technique. For this, we just do a skywalker on one side, and we continuously spin in the same direction and travel, covering ground as we go. It combines the footwork and fluidity elements from rope flow and the bounce and airtime elements from jump rope to give you one of the funnest patterns that I've experienced this year, the cloud hopper, and I give it a difficulty rating of about 6 to 7 and a joy rating of 8. Approaching the business end now, and at number 2 we've got the bowler door, or as I like to call it, the Atlas shrug. Maybe recency bias, but it's a pattern I've been enjoying a lot lately. Something to do with the weight shift from side to side, but not only that, we've got a weight shift from front to back. We've got these big circles followed by these little circles. It's got that meditative aspect of the matador that we all like and love, and that's why it's so high on my list at number 2. I give this a difficulty rating of 6.5 and a fun rating of 8. Okay, here we are. Final item on the list. Number 1 pattern of rope flow for me, Tim Sheaf, throughout 2024 that I learned, of all the patterns that I learned this year, which is my favorite number 1 pattern, and that is something I learned at the very start of the year, back mills. So I have to be honest out the gate, back mills is probably the most difficult pattern I learned this year, but because of that, it was actually, I'd say, the most rewarding pattern I learned throughout the whole year. Something about it being a behind the back challenge combined with that meditative matador aspect that we like, where there's 2 beats on each side, but with each beat something unique is happening with both arms, as well as giving it a unique pump on the back of the shoulders and the rhomboids that you might have never felt in your life before. That is why this is truly a unique A-tier type pattern and number 1 for me. This is a pattern that I do teach within the intermediate rope flow course Fluidity 2, and I give this one a difficulty rating of a 7.5 or an 8, a joy rating of a 6 because it can be a little frustrating and hard work, but I don't know, like a 9 or a 10 on an accomplishment rating when you do get it. Okay, so that was my list of my top 10 rope flow patterns from the last year. How many of them can you do? Is there any that you've seen now that you didn't know about that you want to work on for the next year? Or feel free to leave me your list of top 10 below, or if there's just 2 or 3 that you think I've missed out that you would put in yours, please let me know in the comments below. If you're new to rope flow and don't know where to start, I would definitely recommend checking out my 8 weeks to fluidity course, taking people from complete beginner to fluid, confident mover in 8 weeks from wheretherope.com. We also sell rope flow ropes as well if you want to get a proper rope. If you've been doing rope flow for a while and want to level up your pattern game, Fluidity 2 has about 40 different patterns all in there, delivered over a 9-week period. I've also done a rope flow playlist on all my top rope flow tips. I definitely recommend checking that out. I put a lot of effort into every video that I make right there. Scroll through the list, see what catches your eye, give it a watch. Maybe I'll see you in the next video. Godspeed.